Let's talk about North Korea. Take a look at this quote. In North Korea, you can get away with murder if you have good connections. But if you get caught carrying a Bible, there is no way to save your life. This quote is from someone who escaped North Korea, documented in a report from the US Commission on International Religious Freedom, where they interviewed 32 North Korean defectors and 6 former security agents. So why is carrying a Bible more dangerous than murder? Why does the regime want to eliminate religion? That is what we will look into. North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is located on the Korean peninsula between China and South Korea. It is ruled by the Kim family dynasty and the people are heavily controlled through surveillance. North Korea has a population of around 26 million people. The capital, Pyongyang, is home to the political elite, while much of the rest of the country faces poverty and food shortages. According to the World Food Programme, about 10.7 million people in North Korea are undernourished. That is 40% of the population. 1 in 5 children suffers from stunted growth due to chronic malnutrition. And it's not just about the food. Take a look at this photo taken from the International Space Station. This is Korea at night. As you can see, South Korea is all lit up, full of energy. With North Korea, you can barely even see Pyongyang, and the rest of the country is in complete darkness. There is a huge difference between those in Pyongyang and the rest of the country. So how does the regime keep control over the people in these circumstances? Well, through indoctrination. Citizens are forced to go to these mutual criticism meetings. Here, they have to meet every Saturday to learn about all the great things the Kims have done. If this is all you hear, week in, week out, you can't help but to believe it. Even those who have already fled the country for a couple of years still admit they feel this strong, unexplainable adoration for Kim Il-sung. One defector said, "Everybody's busy surviving, but we attended the self-criticism meetings because we had to. Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il are God. You have to say everything is good even though you have nothing to eat. When there's a fire, we are told to take the pictures out of the fire first." Every household has these portraits of the Kim family, but take a look at this little detail. The frames are designed so that the top is thicker than the bottom. That way, the leaders always seem to look down on you. And now, even when you're starving, you have to look at this portrait and say, "Thank you, Father Kim Il-sung." This is where we get a clue as to why the regime erased religion. Loyalty to the regime is the new religion. If the Kims are worshipped as God, then their word is law and they can maintain control. Religion poses a threat to their rule. Kim Il-sung, the first dictator of North Korea, even said the following: "We could not turn into a communist society along with the religious people. Therefore, we purged the key leaders in Protestant or Catholic churches. The general religious people were put into prison camps. We learned later that those of religion can do away with their old habits only after they have been killed." Kim Il-sung saw religious people as a threat to his communist society and wiped them out. So, how big was this religious group that he tried to wipe out? Well, let's look at a little history. For the past 1100 years, Korea was a unified nation. The division into North and South Korea only happened after World War II. But before World War II, Christianity in Korea was so significant that Pyongyang was even called the Jerusalem of the East. Religion was central to Korean culture. Even today, 43% of South Koreans are religious. But in North Korea, Christianity and other religions were erased and the people were forced to flee or killed. The report asked if there was any sign of religion in North Korea today. One defector said, "Religion? Not at all. You cannot say a word about it of 3 generations of your family can be killed. We can only serve one person in North Korea, Kim Jong-il. There are some reasons for this lack of religious freedom in North Korea today. But it all boils down to the fact that nothing can stand above the state. So in order to make sure the state has the highest authority, they use anti-religious propaganda. They make sure people know that practicing a religion will lead to severe punishment and imprisonment, and they will demand total devotion to the Kim family. This is the only belief allowed. So what happens if you're God practicing a religion and if you go in against a regime? Well, imagine this. You're arrested, you're just thrown into a cell without any explanation.
제일 먼저 그들은 이름을 앗아간다. 죄수들은 더 이상 사람이 아니며 번호로서 불린다.
And for the next 6 to 12 months, you're just a number. If you survive those months, you could be sent to one of 2 camps, re-education camps or political prison camps. The political prison camps are places where no one is ever released. Only a few people are known to have ever escaped from a political prison camp. Those who are detained there endure forced labor, starvation, and brutal beatings. Re-education camps, on the other hand, give prisoners a fixed sentence, and if they behave, they might get released. These camps are slightly more lenient, allowing some contact with the outside world, but both are brutal and inhumane. It's crazy to think that camps like this still exist in the 21st century, but they do. Here are some of the camps that we know of. Any religion is forbidden, but former security agents who worked for police or civilians agencies in North Korea reveal that Christians are targeted with particular intensity. Take a look at these quotes. The target of the search is Protestantism. None of the North Korean defectors are asked, "Did you go to a Buddhist temple?" when repatriated. Protestantism is the only religion that is so persecuted because it is related to the United States and is considered spying. So why is Christianity in particular seen as such a threat as seen in these quotes? Well, this is a complex question that is hard to answer. However, we do want to name a few points that could be part of the answer. One reason is ideology. The ideal North Korean is an atheist communist of pure Korean blood, with a faithful family background who is loyal to the state. Unlike other religions in North Korea, Christianity seems to clash with this ideology. They are seen as loyal to an invisible, foreign god, as unreliable and as traitors. Another reason is that it's often Christians that help North Korean refugees in China. Local Chinese Christians and South Korean missionaries are often the ones helping refugees escape. And finally, Christianity is linked to North Korea's enemy, the United States. They are Christians, so every Christian must be a spy for the United States. This was further confirmed when, during the Korean War in 1950, many Christians fled to South Korea. Fleeing your country means you are a traitor. Because of these reasons, Christians seem to be targeted more intensely. At Open Doors, we want to continue to shed light on what happens in this isolated country. North Korea has topped our World Watch list for decades as the most dangerous place for Christians. It is difficult to offer support, but through secret networks in China, we provide North Korean believers with food, medicine, and we provide shelter and training for North Korean refugees in China, helping them stay safe. Please pray with us for a change in this oppressive system, because our prayers can go where we cannot.